Welcome to another Stretch with Dave. I, of course, am Dave. Today we're going to be going through a full range of functional movements. Starting on the ground, we're going to do our hip rotations. And I'm going to make these a little easier than previous weeks. So what we're going to do is we're going to have our heels on the ground, and we're going to rotate our hips side to side, trying to bring the lateral side or the outside of our knee as close to the ground as we can. And you can feel that rotation happening in the spine. And if you want to elevate this stretch a little bit, make it a little bit more challenging, we can lift these up and you can rotate them that way. And that way you'll get a little bit of core activation as well. Right. So we're going to go into our figure four. We're going to cross the left leg over the right, bring the right leg towards the chest, and just pull. If you want to make this a little easier for yourself, just go ahead, sit on a chair, cross your leg over slightly forward, do that modified pigeon we do so much. And I have planned for next week the PNF stretch. We talked about that in the last video, but we will be doing that next Tuesday, which is after the long weekend. And we'll switch sides here. Just doing a little static stretch followed by that dynamic rotation. Not too much hip stretch actually in those hip rotations, but this is as good a time as any to do these figure four stretches. Great. Just stretch out, arms overhead. What we're going to do, lift that left leg, bring the arms to shoulder height, cross the body. So I now have my left foot on my other side. I'm looking at my left hand, and then I'm following, keeping my gaze on that hand as I open up and close the book. Feel that stretch in the chest, T-spine. Really starting to feel like we're opening up here, loosening up. And in the description I've said, this is a very functional movement class. Absolutely is. We need to be able to rotate. We need to be able to open up through our chest. We'll switch sides. I'm lifting the right leg up, rotating over to my left side, just getting the foot on the ground, looking towards my right hand as I open up and close the book. Open the book. One side might feel easier than the other, especially if you play a lot of rotation-based sports like baseball or golf. Really, any sport is a rotation sport. But those ones are very explosive. Try to keep that left leg straight as we've crossed. And that's going to keep your torso tall, spine straight. One more here. Excellent. So we're going into our butterfly stretch. I'm just touching my heels together, slightly forward, trying to bring the heels as close as I can towards my body. Doesn't come very close for me, but that's okay because I feel that 6 out of 10 stretch in my hips, in my internal leg muscles there, the groin area. And then from here, we're going to cross the right leg in front, left leg behind, right? So we're like this. See if I can get a little better on camera. Camera fell down right before we started, and I don't think it's in the same spot that it once was. So I'm in this 90-90 position, right? My right leg is crossed in front, my left leg is crossed behind. And then we're going to simply push our hips up, right? Hips up, and then I swing. I'm going to reposition myself. I swing my left leg forward and push myself into that half nail head flexor, right? I'm going to position myself a little better here, so I'm on camera more, and there we go. This is where I need to be. Right leg crossed in front, left leg behind, lift my hips up, swing that leg in front, right arm comes up, push the hips forward, hand back on the ground. Now this is a little bit more advanced, right? And if you're struggling with that rotation, all I'm going to get you to do is just lean back into this, and we can hold this. You can continue going with the rotation if you feel comfortable with that, or you can simply just lean back and you'll feel that stretch in the hip flexor. And this is where you might be at right now. You might just need to stretch out this area. You're not quite at that ability level to rotate those hips, and that's completely okay. You have to meet yourself where you're at. You might want to add in some light foam rolling as well, throughout your day, throughout your week, to increase that hip mobility. Again, it's just like swing that forward, push the hips up, and away we go. We're going to switch sides here. So now my left is crossed in front at 90 degrees. My right is behind me at 90 degrees. And if you need to, you just lean back, right? And then you'll feel a stretch in your right hip. But if you want to continue with that mobility, I lift my hips up. I swing that in front, get myself nice and tall. Right leg is forward, so my left arm comes up. And then I just get my left arm back on the ground, swing that right leg behind me, swing back maybe, and then into it. All right? Comes up, down, kick it back, lean back, get that little bit of stretch, hips up, rotate it. I'm starting to rotate a little by little, and that's okay. And again, you can just hold this as well if you would like. That's completely okay. Or to feel what your body needs. But we're just going to go into our child's pose to cobra now. So I push my hips back, hit right into my heels, I reach forward, bringing my forehead towards the ground, allowing it to fall between my arms. And then when I'm ready, I go into that cobra position where I push my hips into the ground, chest is lifted. That. Really try to get yourself to the point where your hands are under your shoulders in this position, right? In this cobra position. So that's where you're really leaning forward into it. And then conversely, when you lean back, you'll feel that stretch in your lats, in your back, a full lengthening of your torso throughout this motion, right? We'll go to our cat to cow. So hands are under shoulders, knees are under hips. Nice neutral spine. I tuck that chin towards my chest, arch my spine up. And just through natural breathing, I move into that cow, which is neutral spine, chin forward. Take your time with it. Move at your own pace. Feel which one feels better. Do you like the cat? Do you like the cow better? Would you rather be doing the child's pose right now? So figure out what your body needs, because everyone's body is different based on different tightnesses, based on what they do in a day. Genetics can certainly play a role. All right, and now we're on our feet for our forward fold combo. So our T-spine is feeling quite warmed up. We're going to continue with trying to stretch out these hamstrings for that posterior chain. So I'm just going into that forward fold, crawling my hands along my body. I'm going to pull back on my left fingers, arms overhead, hips to the left, lean to the right. Hips to the right, lean to the left. We're going to do 4 combos. That was number 1. Maybe you get a little deeper this time, maybe not. That's okay. Just feel that 6 out of 10 stretch. The back. I'm going to pull back on my right fingers, arms overhead. Hips to the left, lean to the right. Hips to the right, lean to the left. And we're just going to continue with the lats for the last two. I'm not going to do the twist today because we had the twist in a few different other motions. Although this is a little different, and I'll show you why. So we will do it. I'm going to be pushing down on my left fingers this time. I'm going to lean both sides. And I want you to add in that twist, actually. And feel how that's a little bit different. And pushing down on the right fingers. Hips to the left, lean to the right. And then you can just add in that twist. And why it's just a little difficult is it's just more vertical twist rather than that horizontal twist we were doing earlier. So our back crawl, all I want you to do is pretend like you're in a pool and we're doing this back crawl here just to get a little bit more of a dynamic warm up in the chest and the shoulders. You know, I'm not a swimmer, as you can tell by my tremendous back crawl form, but exaggerate it, right? Take that time to get that full range of motion. Allow your shoulders to come back. If you find it's uncomfortable for you to do that, you can just go ahead and do simple arm swings. And I see I missed my side lean combo, getting a little too excited for this back curl here, but we can jump into the side lean right after this, no problem. So I'm going to take an exaggerated step to the right, lean to the right, left arm comes across, right arm underneath, and then you'll feel that stretch all on that left side of the body, and then we just switch directions, right? And we're going to continue just moving through these ones. It doesn't matter, like, if you're doing the opposite arm as me when you do your side lean, just that the fact that you're combining the two movements. So I'm pulling that elbow towards my shoulder, the opposite side shoulder, and that creates stretch in the upper back, in the shoulder, and the side lean. We're just continually warming up those inner hip muscles. And then we'll just finish off with our handcuff stretch. So hands on my back, I'm bringing my shoulders back and down. I like to grab the wrist, just like where a handcuff would go. Getting that nice proud chest. And just switching which wrist you're grabbing now, just so, you know, it doesn't make too much of a difference. But if we have the opportunity to be as even as possible, we might as well take it, right? Because there could be little imbalances throughout our day that can cause tightness on one side and not the other. So might as well make it even. Shake it out. That's all I have for you today. I hope you enjoyed today's Stretch with Dave. As always, leave a like, leave a comment if you enjoyed it. Leave some feedback if you have it. We'd be happy to address it. But until next time, I will see you in the next video. I hope you have a wonderful day.